How do you build a $10 million company? The bigger you can think about your success, the bigger you can reach.
From your own journey, what actually sparked this whole idea?
Australia made me broke. I'd never been broke in my life, but I'd never not had money. You couldn't do one job. What better that love-hate relationship with migration for you?
You know what it means to go and receive the remain of your family member from the airport, packaged like an Amazon box?
Imagine you're at work and someone just spits on your face. I felt assaulted.
Those things you also learn help me because the job involves talking to people who are vulnerable.
Yeah. You need to be in an environment where you're being paid based on the value that you deliver, not the hours that you spend doing the work.
You've always traded your time for money.
Always.
So transition to where you traded value, it didn't make sense that the value you created was just in a short period of time.
And then you pay me all this money. How do you build a $10 million company in Australia while parenting 2 children, whilst being on a 491 visa as immigrant that we are, and in our case, whilst being romantic partners, which comes with its own challenges as well, and constantly fighting every single day just to be seen as immigrant entrepreneur. This episode isn't just about strategy or acts. It's really about the real cost of building with purpose, the price that we constantly pay to deliver excellence and to be excellent at the things that we do. And also we're a big fan of the bigger you can think about your success, the bigger you can reach. So if you're thinking in thousands, then that's as much as you get.
The magic of thinking.
If you think in millions, if you think in billions, then that means you stand a higher chance of getting there.
So let's start from the journey.
Okay.
And how did we get here? And I think a good place to start is from your own journey. So talk to us about what actually sparked this whole idea. And has taken us to this point right now where we're making impact.
This one's very interesting because for the longest time, I didn't even realize I was on a journey. And I didn't realize my journey was going to become something that would help other people to live a type of life and move into a different path. Right? So coming to Australia quite literally with no dreams or hopes.
Like you always say.
Like I always say, because that's genuinely the truth. So I wasn't one of those people that came into the country with like, okay, you know how people have like plans? When I move into that country, one big goal for me is to become a permanent resident and become a citizen. I wasn't one of those people, to be honest. I didn't even know what that was at that point. So it was really a case of, oh, daddy's girl, you finished your education, let's go abroad. And that's exactly what happened. And whilst I'm very thankful for that journey, I had to pay the price. Because you pay the price of naivety. Ignorance, like you pay the price. So coming into Australia, being on a student visa, doing everything. I wasn't working because I didn't even know you could work. But then we had this very massive challenge in Nigeria with inflation where my parents had a budget for my education and they started to pay like triple of what they had originally planned. So that put us in a really tight situation and that meant I had to work. I started to dig deep. Okay, could I get a job as a teacher or is it possible for me to get a job as a customer support? Like, you know, something
to keep you going.
To keep me going. And the way you would typically think as a Nigerian, like, okay, what type of work is available? Ideally, I probably wouldn't think about like janitors or anything like that because from where I'm coming from, it was certain people that would do that. Like if you didn't have education as an example. So I was thinking about myself, okay, I've got education. I could maybe get a job as a teacher, maybe even part-time. But then I started to talk to people and I should say it was quite shocking, the feedback I was receiving. It was almost like,
What do you mean?
Sis, like, are you in this country? Like, what do you mean you want to get a job as a customer support? What do you mean? Like, we don't do those type of jobs. And for me, I'm thinking, what do you mean we? Almost like, oh, you know, African immigrants typically don't aspire to get those type of jobs. You either work within the health sector as a aged care support worker, etc. So I was like, okay, what does that mean? Google, check. Then I was like, oh, okay. This is mind-blowing. Long story short, I had to get into it as well because it seemed like that was what everyone around me was doing, and that was what was possible, and that was as you could aspire to be as an immigrant in Australia. And then you get to a point where you either hate the job or you love the job, or you're just like, yeah, whatever. Australia made me broke. I'd never been broke in my life. I'd never been the richest, but I'd never not had money. So I remember my very first call. I worked at an agency, and honestly, it was crazy. But I said to myself, you have to do what you have to do at this point in time. And to be honest, I did not have an exit plan. I wasn't thinking about an exit. At first I was, but then I got very complacent. I got very comfortable. You know, when you start something and it's tough, you start to think about, God, please, once I do this for like 1 year, I'll find something, right? Because your body is not used to that pain and the struggle and the new structure. But the moment the brain got comfortable, it's like, oh, this is not so bad.
Yeah.
And I had multiple jobs at the point. And to be honest, it was a flex. You had to brag about it. You couldn't do one job. It's not even like, do you have a job? It's how many jobs do you have? So you had to present your CV. Oh, I've got 3 jobs.
Wow.
Yes. So, I mean, in the circle that I was, and probably a lot of people can relate in, but you needed to have more than one job. You needed to work over the weekends. You needed to work on Christmas Day. You needed to work on Easter break. Like, you wouldn't even be proud to tell people that, oh, December 25, you're not working, because it's like, you're on the dulling side, like you're not in that era. That was my journey. And up until there came a moment where it was just okay. I felt I was making money. And to be honest, I had money in my bank account, but I was poor in every area. Australia made me broke. I'd never been broke in my life. I'd never been the richest, but I'd never not had money. Like, there was no point in my life prior to moving to Australia that I did not have money in my bank account. But coming to Australia, I was on minus a good number of times. I would go to Coles and be like, let's calculate 90 cents. Like, you're literally calculating because it needs to match up. Do you understand? So for me, it was this is real. And thinking about that and thinking about the journey, what that looked like, it was tough, of course. And now, because of that trauma response, as soon as I was done with my education, I had full working right. Yeah. It's like, you're unstoppable.
You have to do all
Yeah. If that means I'm not going to sleep, so be it. So long I make money, and I'll never, ever have to check my bank account before I tap.
Before I never thought I would be in
You always
Australia.
had a love-hate relationship with migration.
Yeah, and that's because...
And that's something that I would love to touch on. For you, it's like, I don't want to go abroad.
No.
I don't think I want to build a life over there.
No.
I think I want to live in Nigeria. And even after a while, when I would say to you, like, bro, not even for us, right? Just generally, I would ask you, do you have plans of going to Canada? Or do you have plans of leaving the country and building a better life for yourself? You'd be like, oh no, I'm pretty comfortable in Nigeria. This is my plan. And you ran me through that plan. And even though I didn't agree, I respected your plan. Like, okay, this person knows what he's doing. I mean, he's working with one of the top companies in Nigeria. I can see how he can build a really great life for himself. Give us a bit of a view into what bettered that love-hate relationship with migration for you.
So for me, I'm the first of my siblings, 4 children, and very young age. I think I was like 15 or 16. My dad had tried previously, he wanted to go to America. His younger ones are in America at the time. So it kind of like helped him. But you know how America is, even at that time, they denied him.
Deny you,
My dad didn't have the highest of education, by the way. So he did a real estate agent in Nigeria. He's a very outgoing person. Everybody literally knew him at that time. He was, assuming he was quite educated, I think he would have had a big firm, like company in the real estate industry. But basically, they tried other options. Just like when you try one country, doesn't work.
Go to the next
They
one.
now tried UK, and no family member in UK. So he now got to UK. So
like dream come true.
Yeah, we were very excited, and I remember it's his brother, all of the people that helped the agent, they now connected him with somebody that, of course, when you travel at that time, you connect with somebody that will just welcome you,
support you, so you're not alone.
Right?
Yeah.
Part of the whole package. And I remember how, I'm even going back to that day, like we took a cab because he sold everything, basically his car. Yeah, my dad had like 504, if you know that was back in the day. For you to know that he was
Peugeot
doing
504.
Yeah. Just like how people these days, Jackpot would
sell
things and, kind of. So he sold that, and basically we went to the airport. We were so excited. Like, it's a great stuff, obviously. So we went to a cab, going to the airport. We're very emotional, but very happy. We got back home, waved him, goodbye, calling him. And also, like, it was the start of mobile phone. Mobile phone was still very expensive at that time. Anyway, we called him, and he was like, yeah, they're going to board soon, 11, because he checked in quickly, international. I don't want any stuff. He checked in.
Let it not be like my village people said I came late.
Exactly. So he checked in, and we had to go home. And then when we got home, it was like, yeah, we're boarding now, all of that. We didn't sleep. Myself, my mom, my sibling were sleeping. We sat on the bench. I remember, like, just in front of the house, we were looking at the sky like, okay, it was soon. That was the start of a journey that changed our life, basically. He also did kind of like want us to come, I'd say, because I think a cultural thing, and you always say, study in Nigeria, I will give you the best education in Nigeria. The sister enemy abroad.
It had the fears of maybe it might lose you guys to the Western culture.
Like, it was like, you need to get to a level of maturity before I can bring you, because I see how these kids behave, and there's no control here. You can take your to like the police, you can't discipline anybody, can quickly lose. So he didn't actively take any step to he wanted us to study in Nigeria. I'm ever grateful for that. But he vowed he wanted to give us the best education. Also, like trauma from, he didn't have the highest education.
I need to do this for my children.
He would tell me like, hey, I'm giving you your legacy. I don't have a house to give you or whatever. This is the education I want to give you. And I'm grateful for that.
Okay, so at that point in time, he had spent 10 years abroad.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years, and you'd never seen him.
Never.
It also speaks to the fact that our experience shapes us.
Absolutely.
And leaning now, I could then understand why it was a bit of a problem. It was a bit of a concern for you, like, okay, because of course we had been friends. For about 3 years now at that point in time. So 3 years into that friendship, I was like, okay, I've seen this girl do the same thing for nearly 3 years now. The same cycle, the same chasing. The point where even as friends, you had concerns. You would always say things like, oh, you look very tired. Oh, you look extremely tired. Like, is it not possible for you to rest? And I'd be like, oh, no, don't worry about that one. I'm fine. You've seen your dad. You've seen work take your dad away from you guys.
Basically.
You didn't want history to repeat itself again. Even if we're in the same country, I don't want you working in a job where, okay, you'll not be running. Say, babe, so what? Like, you didn't want that. And for me, it seemed like that was the only job I would ever do. I'm pretty sure there was a time in my life where I felt I was going to just only work as a support worker. And that's the truth.
You did. You were so comfortable about it. And, for me, I was like, I've not seen my dad at that time, like maybe 12 years. Now, my dad have shown us, like, how the struggle that migrants face My dad literally, especially the last 2 or 3 years, I would call my dad and he would be like, the only thing I actually want to be in Nigeria with family. The next time I'm going to see him was literally the worst moment of my life. That gave me perspective, like literally changed my horizon, gave me a paradigm shift. Because I went through depression, I went through anxiety, I went through pain I can't describe. Like that picture will never leave my mind. Like do you know what it means to go and receive a remain of your family member from the airport, package like an Amazon box?
It's like a drive of shame. Like what?
Pain. I questioned everything. I felt guilty. Like, why
you went to do this for us?
Yeah, like why didn't we just let him come home? You know, why did he stay this long? Why did he even travel? Like, why was he doing like everything? And then it got to the stuff because now I have to identify somebody I've not even seen for more than 15 years. So they opened the casket.
It was brought in a casket.
Yeah, it's brought in a casket, but they can't all expose casket because it's going to be in the plane. They package it like a box. Amazon, you know Amazon. Then took that out. Casket. They opened it. I have never cried without my adult life when somebody is beating me before. That image cannot leave my brain. I'm like,
what?
It's my dad.
Yeah.
First of all, I went into depression, anxiety.
Like you had a rebirth, because what I can see is not understanding, when you and I got to talk a bit more, 2 things came out of that journey for you. I would never, ever for anything get into a job that would take me away from my family.
No.
Or take my family away from me.
No.
Second one was migration. You were going to build in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Except it's a different circumstance where you know that you'd be able to actually deliver value and not have to struggle up from one visa to the other. And a lot of people probably see us today and they don't understand that the things that we do is actually from a place of pain.
Yeah.
The things that we have gone through, the things that we've seen. And every time you talk about your journey and you relive it, even though it's a journey that I know, it always feels very new every single time.
My mom was mentally unstable. There's no coming back from that.
No.
I know she still cry, that's why I have to, she'll never have a husband again. And there are some things that happen, you can't remarry, you're too,
too broken.
And she's been without this man for 15 years.
Too broken.
So she's just too broken to even be able to think about, she's now like, okay, my children and my grandchildren.
Just focus on them.
For me, I never really had a present dad.
No.
That is not virtual.
Physically present.
And that's why when some incident happens and somebody will say, have you gone to, talk to your this thing? We never had like a dining moment, like where, how some kids, they'll be like, oh, my family, we went to Mr. Biggs to have a moment. We sit down in the garden.
Virtually.
We didn't have that communal stuff.
Phone call. It's tough. It became very deep in your soul. Like, I'm going to do everything possible to ensure this girl that I'm going to get married to would not kill herself.
No.
This was the only way to make money. It didn't look like there was a way out. It didn't look like there was any other thing. And that's why I then ventured into catering, which was where the whole journey started. Was for you like, do you know that you could actually work as a scrum master?
Yeah.
It was one of the most casual conversations ever.
Yeah.
It was so casual. You said, do you know that if you read these things and you take time to study, you could get into this type of job that is paying this type of money?
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I know
because your stuff was like, but I'm making money. Like I do this shift, I go there, I make 3-5 per fortnight, I do this, and so I started doing. I was like, actually, what is it?
Do?
Yeah, check sick. You're like, sick is the main one in Australia. Then I now started looking like, what the job market. Then I was now telling you, then like,
but even though you told me, I said, I know this man really likes me. Like I know you really, really love me. I know that, but. Slow down. Like, don't try and put me into something that I don't have capacity for.
Yeah. When you were doing catering, when you were doing support work as well, I knew, you have an impeccable communication skills.
Yeah.
Even when I said something, you were like, this English. Back
I'm like, pronounce it. That's not how to pronounce it.
So communication skills, great. I was doing PM, BA, QA for all these things. Like, actually. Then I saw how you were doing your catering. You did it differently. You would try to understand people's need, your organization, your stakeholder management. I'm like, wait, these are the things that I do, but I did do it in a different context, like project management. I'm like, actually, this... You'll be able to do this thing easily.
I think you'll be so good at it.
All you need to do is just to learn this thing, learn about Scrum, project management, BA concept, and all of that. I didn't even say BA concept. There was more like Scrum.
It was just more Scrum.
Like Scrum guide. This will guide you on the key things you need to know. What am I doing as a Scrum Master? You can do it, right?
Because you currently do it with your... You also reminded me like, remember all the like church event?
That one. Yeah.
Sometimes you MC event too.
Yeah.
You talk to people. I'm like, I got to a midpoint where it would be nice to actually work in corporate. It would be nice to actually do something else. It would be nice to actually work Monday to Friday and not have to worry about me not getting Saturday, Sunday, holiday. It would be nice to get a job where I could go on leave.
When you want to travel, are you going to get paid? You're worried, so I can't do the job. You don't want to be broke.
I was starting to think about those things. I was like, it would be nice.
And then when you have a family, you didn't calculate the cost of that time, right? When you're a mom and maybe you're not able to work, especially because you're on a visa, right? So we're like, so all of these things, you're not calculating, you're not thinking about, you're thinking about now when you're a baby girl and you can run on 2 hours sleep.
Only you don't have any family. And you know the funny thing, which is why there's this magic when you can think big.
Yeah.
The moment I started to think about, it would be nice to actually get a different job and do something else and use my brain differently and not have to look at the time and the hours. I've started to feel very thirsty. There comes a time in your life where you need to recognize that perhaps it's time to move on to something else. And I'm really thankful for you because sometimes you just need someone to help you see it. Imagine you're at work and someone just spits on your face. Like this person spat on my face.
I think it was twice even.
Jesus, let me say this one in Yoruba.
You cried.
Like.
You cried at work.
I was so like, I felt. I felt humiliated. I felt assaulted. It felt like you had robbed me of something I could never take back. That was how I felt. I was in control. So I said to myself, Tayo, if you cannot change this person, there's an individual you can change. I'm very thankful for that situation because if it didn't happen, I was not going to have a strong why.
Is that the moment you connected to your why?
That was that moment where everything did not make sense again.
Yeah, for you.
Nah.
You were like the first African in that space as well.
Yeah.
And you kind of like paved way for a lot of people.
I supported about 3 other Africans to come in. How do we ensure people don't just survive in whatever it is that they're doing?
Yeah.
Now, I know we've probably mentioned a lot of care roles, etc. That's because that is my journey, okay? You cannot take that away from me.
Yeah.
But there are other things that people are doing right now that they feel like they're just surviving. They're stuck. They're not happy in there.
Yeah.
We want you to know that if you don't look outside, if you don't try and think about it, the level of your thinking is the level of your success in life. So we always want to say, it is possible.
Absolutely.
If you set your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah. You did LAC.
Yeah, what was
learned a lot.
Oh, jeez.
I thought that job
I learned a lot.
But we will do a dedicated
session for
but
that.
you learned
I took a pay cut.
Yeah, you took a pay cut. That was the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay. You're going to get that professional experience. Yeah. And that's why we had to design a system where people don't take a pay cut, right?
Correct. We didn't want them to go through because I was a guinea pig.
Yeah, you were like, okay, I'm not happy. I'm getting, I think 67, like...
No, 75.
75, yeah. And it's like a pay cut from, if I'm not doing any support job, that's not enough.
Yeah.
And I know how, even though, we were like, that's corporate job, but then there's still that challenge of, but it's just 75, yeah.
And also, babe, like, oh gosh, if you're lucky to have people around you that are only there to kick you in the butt every single time you want to give up, hold them tight.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I'd quit that job easily.
Would.
I'm taking a pay cut, the job was stressful, but you always said something. Do you know all these things that you're learning? Yeah. You won't know how valuable they are now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what skills am I learning?
Yeah, you're not making enough. You were so...
Okay, remind me again, what are the skills exactly that I'm learning on this job? You itemize them like, I can learn them anywhere. I'll learn them, but babe,
you couldn't have learned it anywhere.
That was the time to learn it.
You learned so much. I think those things you also learned helped me because the job involves talking to people and people who are vulnerable. Yeah. People who need something.
I was literally justifying why people need to get NDIS funding.
And that is insane. I saw it firsthand. Yeah. For the longest, I'm like, this work does not end. I saw how it stacks up. Like you didn't have a break.
Yeah, I was a psychologist, I was a consultant. Yeah. I'm talking to people on the phone. People are crying. People are burnt out. I'm talking to parents. I'm talking with families of people living with a disability. I'm helping them, assuring them that I'm going to make sure you get this funding so you can have a good life.
Yeah.
So it was all...
And if you have to say no, you still have to go and justify it.
If I have to say you weren't approved or you couldn't get onto the program, I needed to package it in a way that gives hope and say to them, hey, it's just at this moment thing, we'll try again. However, you can explore these options. And you have to be mentally prepared for those conversations.
Outburst, yeah. Why didn't they do that?
People would get upset. How come I only got this funding when I needed this funding? I had to be professional.
It taught you people management. It taught you stakeholder management. It taught you documentation.
Documentation.
So I saw all of those skills. You didn't see it, right? At that point.
Babe, you used to write in first person.
Yeah, you used to write in first person. And
that's
look at
how my love for first person writing
came from. You did learn a lot of things that even to today has now helped how you help people write in elevator pitch. Yeah. The concept of that. Yeah. Because I struggle with talking in first person, being more expressive, cultural thing that I was struggling with, and the whole thing around like just harnessing that soft skills.
Even when you said to me, babe, you're gonna write this playbook, I'm like, don't. Like, you're the one that got coached. You write, you're like, because you kind of know that I had a lot of strength.
Yeah, of course.
In like first person writing.
I know we all, and that's a beautiful thing.
We know our strength
as a couple.
So when I decided I was done, and one thing about me, you know that.
Yeah, once you connect and say, I'm doing this.
I'm going to do with every single thing inside of me. And good luck to you trying to stop me. You cannot. As soon as I decided it was time, first I went on leave. I wasn't working. I had an alarm every single day to say, Tayo, this is your study alarm. This is the study time. So I would wake up, pray. I'm a morning person. I always need, whether I'm going out or not, I shower in the morning. That's just me. I shower, moisturize my skin, get dressed, talk to you, talk to my family, and then study. That was it. And so I had time, intervals, so morning, afternoon, evening.
Yeah. You were just taking that pay cut like, I'm done. Yeah. I want to just literally transition. So I was... And you committed to it.
Yeah, it was a lonely journey.
Yeah, because...
It was just me. So you would give me, you had the modules set out. Okay, this is module 1, module 2, module 3. Read the guide, question, answer. Yeah. I did Andela as well. I got into Andela.
Oh, yeah, I got into Andela, like... oh my God,
like
crazy.
Imagine getting into Andela. The interview was so good. The guy, you were on the phone just listening. And the guy was like so pleased. Yeah. And even I looked at myself like
wow, I did.
Andela recruiter. Yeah. Thinks I'm this good.
By the way, if you know, Andela is I think it's a global outsourcing company to outsource talent, like tech talent to companies across the world, right?
I got into it.
Yeah.
What? And that's what I always say to people. Sometimes, even if you go for your first interview and you don't get it, it does something to you. Yeah. It gives you the belief that I didn't die.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't die. So I did that. And even you were so proud of me.
Yeah. The comment oh my God, I was,
Like, what?
So knowledgeable personality.
Yeah, he was like, he spoke about my soft skills, like, oh, your energy is unmatched, etc. And I did that. And I remember I started studying. Then one day, I just wrote my PSM1. Yeah. I didn't even tell you. And the reason is because I'm very competitive. I don't like to fail. Yeah. So if I didn't get the required mark, I can quickly re-register and do it. Mm-hmm. And they say, I failed before, but I didn't want to sub and be like, oh no, babe. So, I didn't like that.
I was in Togo.
Yeah.
I remember I was going for breakfast then, and you just sent me the
results.
I'm like, when did you do this? You didn't even tell me that. Wow.
Like, that's the point.
Yeah. I think I gave you a gift.
Yeah, you gave me money. I was so happy. Of course, shopping. Yeah. I love shopping. So I did my exams, and that again was another reassurance in my mind that Andela interview, pass exam.
Yeah,
what?
Gave you
Andela also gave me their questions.
Yeah, before the interview.
I sat down.
Very competitive.
That one aptitude test that. So I sat down, studied for it. Yeah, one thing about me is I don't like to fail. I've had moments in my life where I failed exams because I felt like I couldn't, but I'm like, nah. So I did it. So I continued on studying. Then he said, you can start to apply to jobs in Australia as well.
In Australia,
I was like, You're like, yeah, babe. This is what your resume should look like. Yeah. These are the key things that we're looking for on your resume. Yeah. It's like this guy. So I applied. Yeah. How many applications did you do today?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh gosh. I did one. One? You would tell me that if you can remember the number of the applications, you've not done enough. Okay, all right. Chuck in application, zero application. And this recruiter would call me. I remember, babe, it was before noon. I was during my study window.
You're hot.
When she called me, it was my study window. I was on my knees on my bed, trying to study, just looking at things. And she's just like, hey, my name is X. I'm calling you from, I just seen your application. Huh? Babe, the way I switched.
Interview mode. And that's why we always say that when recruiter call you, it's interview mode. Bam. Don't waste it.
The way I switched. Yeah. I switched channel. What? Yeah. I was like, oh yes, that's me. Yeah. have you got a minute? Oh, for sure I do. She went into the questions.
Yeah.
I answered, I gave it to her. She was like, now, this is the first round. I didn't even know she was doing an interview and trying to decide if I would even recommend this girl.
Yeah.
That was her own assessment of if I was good enough for her to recommend me to the department.
Definitely, yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't know. That first initial call is an interview as well. If you flunk it, they move on. They call you, hello, how are you? Good. What's your name? You applied for this job? Yes, I did. They won't call you back.
Done.
You're done. So she was really, really excited.
Yeah.
And that's how I know that hiring managers are also praying that you're the answered prayer.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
They have one of the hardest jobs ever.
They do, yeah.
We try to recruit as well. Today, I was still telling you, God, I really need this strategist on board.
Yeah.
I've been trying to hire. I had to send a lot of, unfortunately, to people today because I looked at their portfolio. It didn't match. Now, I spoke to this person. He's like, okay, I'm going to get you, like, I'm really, really excited. When you've told me everything aligns with what we're looking for, I'm going to get you an interview this week. I'm like, oh, for sure. Like, I'm ready. Got me an interview. I spoke with the scrum master that was leaving. He was going onto a different initiative. And he said that famous word, would be insane not to give you the job.
I heard it because I was...
You were also in the background trying to listen and see so you can give me feedback.
To Australia, like...
Again, babe, that's what's baited why we ask people to record.
Yeah,
quality and assurance purposes.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the things that we do is from...
the experience that we've gone through and things that we've seen works. Right? Yeah.
That's the word. So even though you gave me some feedback, I'm like, oh, maybe you could have said this, but you was like, but one thing about you is they can't know.
Because I am your coach. I know, okay, with everything in life, there's always room for improvement. Feedback is what helps you get better. Like, just for another situation, if your personality...
If you have to answer this, you do it this way. This is a better way. So you gave me those feedback from Mandela. I took those, used that into that interview. And then after that interview, you gave me those feedback. So that's why we feel like QA check is important.
Very important.
If any of us think Susan will attend an interview, if you have an opportunity to record, we tell them, please record so we can support you better. So if there's anything you didn't say well, you said well, we'll applaud you and I will tell you to do that better. So, and
also, if you're trying to recall what you said in interview,
you can't really see. We won't really see. It's different. You can't recap that the exact way that you said it.
Yeah.
So that happened, and everything was happening too fast.
Yeah.
It was happening too fast.
You got a job.
It was just the 2 stages, the one with the recruiter, and then the one with the person that was leaving the role.
They sent you offer.
No, before they sent me offer, remember what they said? I lived in a different state. They wanted someone that was local in Victoria. But then the guy said something, I'm going to do everything to make sure I never lose someone as good as you.
And that was how you started that job. And I know how watching you,
blossom into the role.
Yeah, initially we were nervous. I was nervous. And that's why we have the one prayer.
Support as well.
Support, like why you need to have that psychological safety. Like, okay, you're good, don't worry, you're in the right track. Oh, this thing, do it this way.
I would brainstorm a lot of stuff with you. This is how I'm thinking. And one thing that I was really thankful for that you did was, you didn't just hand answers to me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that girl as well that would just come, so what should I do? Because
it's not sustainable to just hand answer.
No. And
it's not the way the job is.
Nah. Yes, you told me, you said, I'm going to be there to support you, but I also need you to lean into yourself and trust yourself.
Yeah.
Don't come and be like, so what should I do?
Yeah.
Come and be like, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Do you want to have something? It makes you think about it because you said something to me, babe, I'm not working in that environment. There might be some context that I don't have.
I'm missing.
So I don't want you to see it as though, I'm just going to come and collect, like you're not a god as well. And then you said something that I really loved. You were like, do you know what? Even if I got this same job that you got, I would face some of these challenges. Why? Because it's a new environment. Even though I have extensive experience, it's a new environment. So the way you're feeling is normal. That's how you would feel.
Absolutely.
If you're doing something new.
Yeah.
So that gave me a lot of comfort. Like, okay, I'm not feeling this way solely because I pivoted into the tech space. This is
you're inadequate.
Or I'm inadequate. There are some other contributing factors. You're new. And that thing that you said, like, babe, even if I came onto that project, I still need to learn about the company, understand the project, see what they're doing. So that way then I can then leverage my experience, and that's something that I'm so thankful for.
And we went on that journey, and you became more confident, and you were making enough money, more than you even expected, and you'd be like...
Me that was scared when I saw my payslip, like,
or like,
babe, are you sure there was no other thing I should be doing?
Like, this money they're paying me.
What do you mean? I just work Monday to Friday, and this is what? And this is too much money.
It's 2 hours, you're done. You're like...
Me, my mind is until you're busy working. That's how you make big money. But that's the thing. You need to be in an environment where you're being paid based on the value that you deliver, not the hours that you spend doing the work. And that was exactly what that opened my mind.
You've always traded your time for money.
Always.
So transition to where you traded value, it didn't make sense that the value you created was just in a short period of time.
And then you pay me all this money. This is too much. Are you guys sure I don't need to return some of this? Like, babe, like, those are the things in my mind. And, well, I'm really thankful that we embarked on the journey to help people who are in the type of pain, or even maybe less or worse than we were. That's something I'm very thankful for, knowing that we can lend a hand, give a shoulder to anyone who was probably feeling like the tire of them.
And that's what
anyone who had your type of feelings too.
We said we now need to replicate ourselves.
That's it.
The other people question us and like, why just, do your own stuff, make your own, why you want to expose all this stuff and all that, and of course, some other will just question and dismiss us like, well, this guy won't work. What do you mean?
Africans
cannot even pay for
don't
this.
patronize Africans. Nobody will pay for this. People are comfortable in their job. People have money.
Love their job. Why are you trying to say they should leave their job?
Why are you bashing people's jobs? No one is bashing anyone's jobs. But I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who currently feels how we both have felt at some point in our lives. And we're here for that one person.
It would have been great if we could just sieve out people that don't need this, but that's not our life.
So they have to sieve themselves out and scroll past the content if it doesn't speak to you.
So if it's not yours, no big deal. We're not bashing anyone.
No.
We shared our story on the journey, the origin story. But that was how we started the journey of saying, hey, from zero to hero. I considered you as an hero because I thought at that time the thinking was, you moved from zero, no experience in tech, absolutely zero experience in tech, to being a senior Scrum Master. And then after all, you then move into like
other
senior
stuff,
roles. So that bettered like the journey of like zero to hero tech consulting.
For the OGs will know. We used to be zero to hero tech consulting before we became sync skills. But
before then, we were on that journey zero to hero, and remember the first cohort.
There are some OGs that they were
pregnant as well.
Yeah, I'm actually always pregnant.
I've been doing some coaching, mentoring, training for like 9 years at the time or something. So I have experience for free, definitely.
Unpaid.
Community, all of that. I was like, so if we want to replicate ourselves here and do it big, in the kind of way we want to replicate ourselves and change the world and help people.
Need some water.
Of course, you need money to sustain that. We need tools. We need to hire people and get more support at some point. We need system, we need process. We need to be able to solve this problem properly. And not the community where association where I did it before and I know all the issues with that. We literally beg companies to sponsor our event.
Wow.
Like, we will write to them, please sponsor this, sponsor that. Yeah, they did, but it was almost like I'm begging, like literally that was my job. To
Even though you were changing lives.
Yeah, to help train graduate, train software testers.
Yeah.
If you check Nigerian Software Tester Association, we're now large association now with thousands of people. I remember then, like, even when before I moved, right, I told you, I'll be walking in street via some people be like, no, Benga, Benga, I'm seeing you in person. Wow, thank you for that job offer. Thank you for that recommendation. It was all good. I'm about impacting. I've always connected in that way. But one big challenge is for you to make meaningful impact, to make it keep it going, to do the initiative. Some support financially. You need financial, else you'll be begging.
Yeah.
And yet, I didn't want to start another association in that way. I haven't felt that pain of being limited in things you can do.
Yeah.
Like now,
when
you go to
financial support
route, you've got to take this as, yes, the people that want this, they should raise up their hand by saying, I'm ready for this. Invest in this and go.
Invest in my future.
Invest in your future, right? Of course, credibility at the time was more of what I've done in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And not much apart from you and a few people that have supported you remotely.
Yeah.
Like some people, right? So, and that was the journey. And then we started the cohort and we started to get results for people.
Yeah.
It was slow, right?
It was
because there's so many things.
It was hard.
It was hard.
Like, how do you impact the world when there's no one to...
Yeah.
The visibility we didn't have.
Visibility.
We were just pushing. You were the creator. I was the editor.
The editor. You would...
Pregnant. Learned CapCut. You built the website.
Oh, God.
We would call. So we were sales, marketing, customer serving, tutor.
How long did it take to tell somebody you could help them, typically?
At least an hour on the phone call.
Yeah. So initially, I did some free training for some people, just like teach them some tools.
Yeah.
Got that initial exposure.
Yeah.
But then they want to know more, and then I would do some consultation for some people, 2 hours, 3 hours. They'll call me. So people got job newly. And of course, they needed that guide, like, oh no, I just got this job, help me. Stay 3 hours, you consult, I'll help them. Anyway, so that's how we went on the journey. And I think we need a full episode to talk about.
We're going to come, we're going to come part 2 to talk about how we then moved from the name 0 Tech Consulting to Sync Skills.
And how we've been able to coach thousands of people so far.
A good number of people now working in really great jobs.
41.
And counting.
I've gotten job transformative opportunity to a point where now we can say how to secure a 130,000 plus job as a business analyst, scrum master, product manager, and people will not, without prior experience in like 3 months,
coding,
6 months.
And people wouldn't look at us and be like, right, what do you mean?
You're insane.
We got evidence, all everywhere, testimony, they everywhere. So God did this one. And continues to do it.
So it wasn't without a struggle, pain.
We need a separate session to talk about our challenges.
It's been great.
It has been great.
And we're coming up onto our 3rd anniversary soon.
Yes.
But we're going to come the second part of this series and talk about that journey of how we're building and continue to impact people. Our goal is, in the next 1 or 2 years, we need to have Sync Skills Hub across Australia, where our learners now congregating in all the cities will be able to learn
the Sync Skills Hub.
We're going in for the universities and changing the new way of building skills and your career in a way that is a fit. efficient.
If
you've enjoyed this episode and you want to know more, let us know what resonated with you.
A little hand.
Subscribe.
Ooh.
Share. By the time you watch this, Tayo will be holding a baby.
Part 2 will be with the baby.
Yeah, and surreal moment. Cheers, guys. Like, subscribe, share. It's probably so many things to do.
There is.
But just do it for us.
Do one thing.
Do one thing.
Subscribe to the Tayano podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. Fair enough.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you next one.
Bye.